IXL Section U.1 is XY a solution to the system of equations. Okay, in this IXL, what you're going to have is in each question, they're going to ask you whether this point is a solution to this system of equations. Okay, a system of equations is when you have two or more equations together. All right, like right here, I got two equations. So you got to check whether this point, this ordered pair, this x and y, is a solution to this system of equations. In order to be a solution for this system of equations, that would mean that when you substitute x and y on the top as well as on the bottom equation, those numbers for x and y make these equations true for both the top one and the bottom one. Okay? If you look down here, it says a point is a solution to a system of equations if plugging the point into each equation results in a true statement. Okay, so you're going to substitute. Okay, let me write them over here. So on the top, it would be 9. For the x, I'm going to substitute the number 2, which is the x coordinate. So 9 times 2 plus 19 times y, which right here, y is 9, equals 6. Okay, and on the bottom, you would put the x where the 2, you would put the number 2, you would substitute 2 for x and 9 for y. And you got to check, do these numbers, when you substitute them, do they make that equation, those equations true or false? All right, so on the top, when you do 2 times 9, you get 18. And 9 times 19, you get 171. All right, let me use a different color here. So 2 times 9 is 18. And 9 times 19 is 171. I mean, obviously 18 plus 171 does not equal 6. All right, so this is false. This does not work. On the bottom, you don't have to check the bottom because already the top is false. But basically, the answer for this one would be no. This ordered pair is not a solution to this system of equations because when you substitute 2 and 9 for x and y, it does not make this statement true. All right? A lot of these questions, you could do them just by looking at them, mental math. There are going to be some that you got to work out because they have fractions. All right? But a lot of them, you could work them out really fast just by looking at them. Okay? Let me explain that in Spanish before I go to the next example. En este IXL le están preguntando que si este par ordenado de X y Y es una solución para este sistema de ecuaciones. Un sistema de ecuaciones es cuando tienen dos o más ecuaciones juntos, como aquí que tengo dos ecuaciones. Así que lo que tienen que hacer es sustituir para X, donde quiera que vean X, se sustituye el número 2 y donde quiera que esté Y se sustituye el número 9. Este es fácil porque se puede ver en el de arriba que cuando se sustituye el 2 y el 9 para X y Y, no es imposible, no es verdadero. Esa ecuación no lo hace verdadero. Así que esos números no son una solución. No son una solución para este sistema de ecuación. Porque tiene que hacer la ecuación verdadero arriba y también abajo. Así que en este caso sería no. Muchos de estos ejemplos o muchos de estos problemas se pueden hacer en la mente. Este se puede ver obviamente que no puede trabajar. Pero hay otros con fracciones que sí se tienen que hacer las calculaciones. All right, let's look at the next example. Okay, so again, I'm going to substitute for x and y, this 4 and this 9. To see if it's a solution to this system of equations. So when I substitute the 4 and the 9, on the top you're going to get 9 equals 2 times 4 plus 1. Obviously 2 times 4 is 8, and 8 plus 1 is 9. So yeah, this one works. Now let's check on the bottom. On the bottom it would be 9 equals 4 plus 5, and that also is true. So that means that yes, this is a solution to this system of equations. ¿Ok? En este problema, cuando sustituyemos el 4 y el 9, sí hace la ecuación es verdadero. Así que sí es una solución para este sistema de ecuaciones. All right, next example. They're all going to be the same thing, but there is a few of them that I got to explain a couple details. All right, so again, I'm going to substitute for x and y, the ordered pair that's here. In this case, the numbers 1 and 3. All right, so on the top, I'm going to get 2 times 1 plus 3 times 3 equals 11. Is that true? 2 times 1 is 2. 3 times 3 is 9. 2 plus 9 equals 11. So yes, that is true. On the bottom, it's going to be 1 plus 20 times 3 equals 2. That's wrong. That does not work. All right? 1 plus 20 times 3 is 60. So this should be 61. That does not work. So therefore, this is not a solution to this system of equations. En la ecuación de abajo no trabaja esos números. Así que cuando sustituyo el 1 y el 3 en la ecuación que está abajo, no me da, no hace esa ecuación verdadero, lo hace falso, así que no puede ser. All right, next example. Is 3, 9 a solution to this system of equations? All right, so again, I'm going to substitute for x and y. Voy a sustituir para x y y. El 9 lo pongo donde está y y el 3 donde está x. On the top equation it works. En la ecuación de arriba sí trabaja. On the bottom equation it'll be 9 equals 10 times 3 plus 10. No, on the bottom it does not work. En la ecuación de abajo cuando sustituyo 3 y 9 no hace esa ecuación verdadero. Lo hace falso. Así que estos coordinados no son una solución a este sistema de ecuaciones. All right, so right here I'm going to substitute the 2 and the 1 for x and y. And I'm going to get on the top 5 times 2 plus 1 equals 11. Yes, that works because 5 times 2 is 10. 10 plus 1 is 11. On the bottom, I'm going to get 3 times 2 plus 3 times 1 equals 9. Okay, so that would be 6 plus 3. Yes, that works for both of them. So yes, that is a solution. El 2 y el 1 sí es una solución para este sistema de ecuaciones. All right, so right here I'm going to substitute the 1 for x and the 9 for y. When I substitute them, I'm going to get 9 equals 8 times 1 plus 1. On the top, yeah, that works because 8 times 1 is 8, and 8 plus 1 is 9. On the bottom, I'm going to get 9 equals 1 plus 8, and that also works. So yes, this is a solution to this system of equations. Cuando sustituyo el 1 para x y el 9 para y, hace las dos ecuaciones verdadero. Así que sí es una solución a este sistema de ecuaciones. All right, here we have some fractions on the bottom. All right, so on the top, we're going to get 10 equals negative 2 times negative 9 minus 8. So let's look at the top. Let me go like this, and I'll do the bottom one down here. All right, so on the top, it's going to be 10 equals negative 2 times negative 9 is positive 18. Positive 18 minus 8 equals 10. So yes, this one works on the top. On the bottom, I'm going to get 10 equals negative 1 over 3, and the x is negative 9 plus 7. Okay, now right here when you multiply, that's going to give you, the fast way would be to do negative 9 divided by 3, which gives you negative 3, and negative 3 times negative 1, which gives you positive 1. Wait, did I say that right? No, I'm sorry. I said that wrong. I'm sorry. Negative 9 divided by 3, which gives you negative 3, and negative 3 times negative 1, which will give you positive 3. Okay, the slow way would be to multiply the top times the top, and you're going to get 9 over 3. And then 9 divided by 3 equals 3. And this will give you 10 equals 10. So yes, this one, this x and y coordinate, this ordered pair is a solution to this system of equations. Okay. Este par ordenado sí es una solución a este sistema de ecuaciones. All right, this is one that if you're not paying attention because you're doing the IXL, I recommend that you stop for a second and pay attention to this one. All right, so I'm going to substitute these coordinates for these numbers for x and y, but look at the top equation. The top equation does not have x in it. It just has the letter y. Okay, so listen, in that situation, you're only going to substitute the value of y. All right, so on the top, when you do that, you're going to get 2 equals 9, which is obviously false. Okay, so I'm not even going to bother to do the bottom one because the top one is false. So therefore, it cannot be a solution to this system of equations. If the top would have been true, like let's say the coordinate for y would have been 9, then I would have continued to check the bottom one, right? But I only substitute the value of y right there, okay? La ecuación de arriba solamente dice y igual a 9, no tiene una x. Eso está bien, digo, no está bien, pero quiero decir, solamente en esa situación todavía se puede hacer. Solamente chequeo si cuando sustituyo el valor de y aquí me hace la ecuación de arriba verdadero o falso. En este caso, cuando sustituí el número 2 para y, eso es falso. Así que ya no tengo que chequear el segundo, porque si en el primero no trabaja, entonces estos coordinados no puede ser una solución para este sistema de ecuaciones. Okay, the next example. Again, we have an equation that it just says y equals 6. It doesn't have x in it, okay? So once again, I'm going to substitute -7 for x and +6 for y. So on the top, when I do that, I'm going to have 6 equals 6, okay? And that's true. Now, on the bottom, I'm going to have 6 equals -1 over 7 times -7 plus 5. When I multiply this part, the fraction with the whole number, I'm going to get +7 over 7 plus 5. All right, because a negative times a negative equals a positive, and 7 times 1 is 7. All right, so 6 equals, 7 divided by 7 equals 1. So 6 is going to equal 1 plus 5, so 6 equals 6. So it works on both equations. So yes, this is a solution to this system of equations. Okay, este x y sí es una solución para este sistema de ecuaciones, porque en los dos hace, cuando sustituyo para x y hace las dos ecuaciones verdadero. All right, next example. So again, I'm going to substitute for x and for y. On the top, I'm going to have -10 equals -6 times 3 plus 8. All right, so -10 equals -6 times 3 is -18 plus 8. And that is going to give you -18 plus 8 is -10. So yes, that is true. On the bottom, I'm going to have -10 equals 1 over 3 times 3 minus 6. 1 over 3 times 3 is going to give you 3 over 3 minus 6. 3 over 3 equals 1 whole. Okay, and 1 minus 6 is -5. So on the bottom, it does not work. Okay, on the bottom one, it does not work. So therefore, this is not a solution. Okay, en la ecuación de abajo no trabaja, no me da verdadero cuando sustituyo para x y y. Así que ese par ordenado no es una solución a este sistema de ecuaciones. All right, is 3 comma negative 8 a solution to this system of equations? On the top, I'm going to have negative 8 equals negative 1 over 3 times 3 minus 7. Negative 1 over 3 times 3 is going to give me negative 3 over 3 minus 7. So negative 8 equals, this will become negative 1 minus 7. So negative 8 equals, negative 1 minus 7 is negative 8. So on the top, it works. On the bottom, you're going to have negative 8 equals 1 over 3 times 3 minus 9. So negative 8 equals 1 over 3 times 3 is 3 over 3 minus 9. 3 over 3 is 1. So 1 minus 9 equals negative 8. So it works on the top and on the bottom. So yes, this is a solution to this system of equations. Okay, next example. So for the x, I'm going to substitute the number 3. And for y, I'm going to substitute number 1 on the top. And that's going to give me 3 plus 9 equals 12. And yes, that's true. 3 plus 9 does equal 12. So the top equation, yes, that's a solution to that equation. Let's look at the bottom one. I'm going to have 2 times 3 plus 13 times 1 equals 19. All right, 2 times 3 is 6. 13 times 1 is 13. And 6 plus 13 is 19. And yes, that is a solution to both the top and the bottom. So yes, 3 comma 1 is a solution to this system of equations. Okay, so next example, I'm going to substitute 9 for x and negative 10 for y, which is going to give me on the top 17 times 9 plus 14 times negative 10 equals 13. All right. When you get bigger numbers like this, it's fine to use a calculator. I'm going to use one myself. So 17 times 9 is going to give you 153. 14 times negative 10 is going to give you negative 140 equals 13. So when you subtract 153 minus 140, you're going to get 13. So it works on the top. Okay, en la ecuación de arriba, cuando sustituyo el 9 y el negativo 10, sí hace la ecuación verdadero. Ahora déjame chequear abajo. So on the bottom, it'll be 20 times 9 plus 19 times negative 10 equals negative 10. 20 times 9 is 180. 19 times negative 10 is negative 190. And 180 minus 190 is negative 10. So yes, it works on the bottom equation as well. So yes, this is a solution to this system of equations. Almost done. A few more examples. All right, so I'm going to substitute for x and y. On the top, I have an equation that just has y equals negative 4. So I'm just going to substitute this negative 4 where y is. And that makes the statement true. Negative 4 equals negative 4. On the bottom, I'm going to have negative 4. Let me put this line. On the bottom, I'm going to have negative 4 equals negative 1/2 times negative 4 minus 6. When you multiply these fractions right there, you're going to get positive 4 over 2 minus 6. 4 over 2, when you simplify it, that's 4 divided by 2. You're going to get positive 2 minus 6. 2 minus 6 is negative 4. And yes, that makes the statement true. So therefore, this is a solution to the system of equations. Okay, next example, I'm going to substitute negative 6 for x and positive 8 for y. And when I do that, I'm going to get 8 times negative 6 plus 4 times 8 equals negative 16 on the top. 8 times negative 6 is negative 48. 4 times 8 is 32. Negative 48 plus 32 is negative 16. So that makes the top true. On the bottom, I'm going to have 17 times negative 6 plus 13 times 8 equals 2. 17 times negative 6 is going to give me negative 102. And 13 times 8 is going to give me 104. Negative 102 plus 104 is positive 2. All right, so yes, this is a solution to this system of equations. All right, next example. I'm going to substitute negative 6 for x and positive 2 for y. On the top, that's going to give me 9 times negative 6 plus 18 times 2 equals negative 18. All right, 9 times negative 6 is going to give me negative 54. 18 times 2 is 36. When I add negative 54 plus 36, that's going to give me negative 18, so it makes the top true. Okay, on the bottom, I'm going to have 6 times negative 6 plus 20 times 2 equals 4. All right, so 6 times negative 6 is negative 36, and 20 times 2 is 40. And when I add negative 36 plus 40, I get positive 4. So this ordered pair is a solution to both equations, so therefore it is a solution to this system of equations. All right, let me go to the next one. All right, so again, I'm going to substitute negative 9 for x and positive 8 for y. When I do that, I'm going to have 8 equals negative 2 over 3 times negative 9 plus 2. When I multiply those fractions, that's going to give me a negative times a negative equals a positive. 2 times 9 is 18 over 3 plus 2. 18 over 3, when you simplify that, you're going to get 6. 6 plus 2. And yes, 6 plus 2 equals 8. So on the top, it makes that statement true. Let's check on the bottom. On the bottom, I'm going to have 8 equals negative 10 over 9 times negative 9 minus 2. When I multiply the fraction, I'm going to have a negative times a negative equals a positive. 10 times 9 is 90, with the 9 on the bottom. 90 divided by 9 equals 10. So now I got 8 equals 10 minus 2. So 8 equals 8. So yes, that is a solution to the top as well as to the bottom. So yes, negative 9 comma 8 is a solution to this system of equations. Okay? Negativo 9,8 sí es una solución para este sistema de ecuaciones porque cuando lo sustituyo arriba y abajo hace las dos ecuaciones verdadero. All right, almost done. All right, so I'm going to substitute negative 6 for x on this one and positive 7 for y. On the top, I'm going to have 6 times negative 6 plus 5 times 7 equals negative 13. All right, and 6 times negative 6 is negative 36. 5 times 7 is 35. And as you could see, this does not work because on the top, it's going to give me negative 1, and that does not equal negative 13. So, nope. So this does not work. So the answer is no. Okay. Esta no es una solución porque cuando sustituí negativo 6 para x y positivo 7 para y, no me dio esta ecuación verdadero. Okay, lo que sale es falso. Negativo 1 no es igual a negativo 13. Así que no puede ser una solución para este sistema de ecuaciones. Okay, and this will be the last example. Este es el último ejemplo. So I'm going to substitute -4 for x and +2 for y. On the top, I'm going to have 2 equals -3/2 times -4 minus 4. Okay, that's going to give you 2 equals, all right, a negative times a negative equals a positive. 3 times 4 is 12/2 minus 4. 12/2, when you simplify it, it gives you 6. So now I got 2 equals 6 minus 4, so 2 equals 2. So yes, the top works. Now let's check the bottom. On the bottom, you're going to have 2 equals -3/4 times -4 minus 1. Okay, when I multiply this fraction times this whole number, a negative times a negative equals a positive. 3 times 4 is 12, and the 4 on the bottom. So that's going to give me 2 equals, 12 divided by 4 is 3. So 2 equals 3 minus 1, so 2 equals 2. So yes, this is a solution to this system of equations. All right, guys, so once again, the IXL that you have to do is U.1. Remember, you have to get to 100 points, and it's due by 6 a.m. the next day that you have my class. If you need any help while you're doing the IXL, make sure to look at this video because I cover every type of example that you're going to have on the IXL. All right, guys, that concludes today's lesson. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next class.